Alabama week gets off to a rough start in regards to unfortunate news coming our way concerning safety Jaylen McCollough.
So apparently on Sunday afternoon, this was the police report. He was arrested for felony aggravated assault on Sunday afternoon. A drunk person accidentally came into his apartment near UT's campus, and an incident ensued from there that ended with the drunk person in question getting punched in the face, and that's the aggravated assault. The report's all over. It was on ESPN. It's everywhere right now if you want to go read all the fine details there. But regardless, ultimately it's a weird situation. Depending on how, if all the facts come out, it's a situation where I could actually see he doesn't get kicked off the team. They just kind of go, hey, cool it, and he plays in the future. But I think he's out for this game. I think that's a sure thing, in my personal opinion. It is not, that has not come out officially, nothing like that. But in my opinion, I just don't see it. I don't think he'll play in this Alabama game. But what that means for Tennessee, he plays at the weakest position on the entire team. The secondary is thin and it is inexperienced. But he is one of the most experienced pieces in that secondary. He's played almost every snap of every single game this season. Him and Trey Flowers are the most important pieces in that secondary. That said, he is not great, and he's a player where kind of some people have sort of been like, hey, maybe we could try some new blood there and just see what happens. Like I would say his play has been at that level. He hasn't been a guy where you're just like, whoa, he's absolutely unreplaceable and we don't know. But I do think, so there's that in terms of his level of play. But I think something that you cannot replace is that he is a real team leader, which is why this incident was pretty out of the blue. He's really known to be a good leader in that locker room and a good kid. So it's pretty strange to see that. I think a lot of people were shocked that he was involved in something like this, even if it was, in some sense, it kind of fell into his lap. You know, he didn't ask for somebody to barge into his apartment like that. But regardless, that's kind of irreplaceable, just team leadership. Trey Flowers, the other safety that he plays beside, is another team leader. Just Jeremy Banks, your middle linebacker, and you know, there are other big pieces. They're leading that defense. He's not the only one, but he's one of the big ones, and so that's tough. As far as it goes with Alabama, I think you're going to get roasted almost no matter what happens. Well, if Bryce Young plays, I think we got to put that caveat on it right there. If Bryce Young plays, you're probably going to get roasted in Tennessee's secondary no matter what happens, no matter who plays. But it's, I guess, to give it a bottom line, he's not irreplaceable. The team leadership's going to be hard to replace, but it's next man up. You know, it's already a struggling unit, so why not just try a new body? Let's see what happens. I'd say like that.
So again, we're not talking about a great player that's irreplaceable, as you just stated, but we are talking about a captain, 4-year starter, fourth on the team with 23 tackles, had 7 of those against LSU. So
it just
it's yeah.
And the injury situation on the entire team, what makes it particularly tough is that you were really shaping up to get the guys back that you wanted. I mean, Cedric Tillman, Josh Heupel had his press conference just earlier today on Monday. Cedric Tillman should be available, according to Josh Heupel, for this game. Reading in between the lines, I think that means he'll be suited up, he'll be available, and he probably still won't play that much. Maybe he plays the whole game. I don't know, but just the feeling of it just feels more like Tillman's a dog. He wants to get in there. He wants to be involved in the biggest game of the season so far and just make sure that he contributes. But I also think that the coaches are very conscious of he's probably not 100%. We don't want to re-injure this thing. We don't want to exacerbate the problem, make it exponentially worse. So you have Tillman coming back, which is massive. You had Gerald Mincey, who was your starting left tackle. He was out against LSU. His replacement. Speaking of a situation where you kind of had a player who's not amazing, but he had to be replaced in a big game. Gerald Mincey, your left tackle, unexpectedly out against LSU. His replacement comes in. People are kind of like, oh no, what's going to happen? His replacement played great. He really stepped up. He played directly against BJ Ojolari in that game and was put in a really admirable effort. And he, I think, according to Pro Football Focus, graded out as like the number 4 or 5 player on the entire offense during that game. Like, he really did it. So maybe you can get that kind of performance from whoever replaces McCullough. Hopefully, Lord willing, I hope that's what happens. But it is good that Heupel has a huge just next man up positivity. No looking back. We're going to deal with the situation that we have kind of mentality. So mentally, I think this team is built for something like this, and hopefully it's not something that comes as a massive negative impact on the team.
Charlie Burris on the line from Big Orange Podcasts. Check it out on A to Z Sports. And Tennessee, of course, with a huge top 5 matchup against Alabama in Knoxville on Saturday.